Hello everyone, it's Kari from sunshineinmypocket.com. Today I have a really fun project. I'm going to be using the stamp set called It's All Relative from Miss Ink Stamps, and I'm going to use some distress sprays, some oxide sprays, and some other things to create the background. It's going to be so fun, so I hope you'll stay tuned. I also have these stencils from Miss Ink Stamps, and I'm going to start off with this plaid stencil right here. I'm using a box right now to spray in, and it's really worked out well for me. I'll start out with some Distress stain, and it is the purple called Villainous Potion, and it is beautiful. And now I'm going to add a little bit of blue. Just use whatever you have, but look at that beautiful background. Now I have the ink all left on this stencil, and you can still use that on paper if you want to. I'm just going to go wash mine off and dry this panel a little bit because I want to keep adding some more things to it. I'm using this dotted stencil here now, and I'm going to spray it with a different color. This is the Salvaged Patina Oxide. Just a little bit here and there, and then I'm going to add this oxide here. I believe it is Prize Ribbon, and the oxides tend to fade back a little bit, so these are going to dry just a little bit lighter. But look at this ink that I still have on the dotted stencil. I'm going to go ahead and use it on a piece of cardstock now. I will just take a paper towel and rub that through. I really like using a paper towel because some of the excess ink gets swiped across the openings, so it leaves you with, look at this, some dots, some kind of swiped lines. You can see that there. I'm just going to keep adding this on, lining those dots up and adding more ink where it's missing some. So we're going to get kind of a fun grungy background, but look at those beautiful colors of ink. Really fun and a great way to use up the leftover ink on your stencils. So now with this background, I'm going to take this stencil called Heirloom Blooms, also from Miss Ink Stamps. It's one of my favorite stencils so far. It's got such fine, beautiful lines, and the design on it is just so pretty. For this one, I want a little bit lighter of ink, so I'm taking the Salvaged Patina and I'm mixing it with some of this paste here. This is just white paste, and I'm just going to add a little bit until I get kind of a light green color. This also might be speckled egg. I'm not sure, but use whatever colors you have. And then I'm going to take this and run it through that stencil, so it's going to leave some light, really fun designs with that paste. And once the paste dries, it'll be a really great background to use. So just adding it here and there in some spots that are still kind of white, adding that, and I can cut this panel down to use, or I can use this panel whole, but look at all that interest in the background. I'm just going to wipe away the excess across the edges so that it dries nicely. And since I still have quite a bit of this paste left, I want to use it up, and I'm going to take the Heirloom Bloom stencil and just run the rest of it right through this smaller panel here. And this will be perfect for another card background at a later time. See, might as well just use that up. So pretty. I've already colored up this character here that looks a little like Einstein, and I've also colored up the chalkboard to be a purpley background because it's going to match that background panel. And now I'm going to white heat emboss the sentiment for this chalkboard, and it says, "You're a total genius." That's what this sentiment is going to say right here. I'll heat emboss that with white embossing powder, just running that through with my heat tool, and look how fun this background has turned out so far. I cut it down just a little bit so that I could add a black cardstock mat around the edge. Now I'm stamping on some of those stamps that look like atoms on the stamp set you can see there to the left, and that just kind of adds to that fun background. It's a really interesting look, but you can see how quick this card has been to make. Now for this sentiment across the top, I'm using the one that says the universe is made of protons, neutrons, electrons, and morons. I thought that was fun. And then of course in the chalkboard it says, "You're a total genius." So that's kind of fun. So I'm going to glue all that together with the sentiment across the top and then glue it to the mat of the black cardstock. Then I'll pop up the chalkboard with some foam tape, and I'll pop up that Einstein character with some foam tape as well. And that is going to be our card. The last thing I wanted to do was just add a little bit of a shiny element. We've got some grungy in the background using those stencils and the sprays. So I thought it just needed a little bit of shine. A few gems will do the trick. And I'm taking some that are kind of the same color green as his jacket. And I'm just going to add those around here and there. Just going to glue those on with some liquid adhesive. And then I'll add this whole entire thing to a top folding card base that's 110-pound cardstock. Nice and thick and a great weight for this card. Now I've got these two other backgrounds that I can use at a later time, but I made them all in the same time frame, and so that worked out really well. This card is actually going to my husband on his birthday. He's a leap year baby, so he's going to be getting this real soon. And I hope you enjoyed this video today. Thanks for stopping by. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll be back real soon with more card making inspiration. In the meantime, here's a few more videos you might enjoy. Go ahead and check them out, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.